Welcome to my channel. Thanks for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this super easy baby cardigan sweater, coat, or jacket for boys and girls. It's very easy to make. Now, the little jacket that we're going to make in the tutorial is for boys and girls between 3 and 5 years old, but you can easily make it smaller or bigger from 1 to 2 years old and up to 10 years old. Down here in the information box, I'll go ahead and leave some information on how you can make it smaller or bigger, so be sure to check that out. Also, as always, if you prefer a written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop in the information box as well. Thank you for your support. Now let's get started, but don't forget, all of my tutorials are always in English and in Spanish. Don't forget to subscribe, activate the notifications bell to all notifications so that you don't miss any of my tutorials. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Okay, to make this little sweater, I'll be using this 5mm crochet hook, which is an H hook, and I'll be using this Aran weight yarn. This is the brand of yarn that I'm using. It's Stylecraft Special Aran. Now, you can also use number 4 yarn or 10 ply. Now, here to begin, I have 58 chains. The stitch multiple to this base chain is multiples of 4 plus 2. Now, the chain without stretching or anything, it's measuring about 41 centimeters, which is about 16 inches. Now, if your chain is off by 1 or 2 centimeters, it's okay. Continue with the next row. So here, to begin, this is going to be the first row. Like I said, I have 58 chains. Into the third chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3. Into this third chain here, make a half double crochet. Half double crochet into the next chain, half double crochet into the next, and so on. For this row, this is all I'm going to do. 1 half double crochet on each chain. Continue to the end of this first row. I'm here at the end of this first row. This is where I did half double crochets. Now I have a total of 56 half double crochets plus the 2 chains here at the beginning. Now for the second row, I'm going to chain 2 and turn. Now these 2 chains here never count as a stitch. They're just here so that when we finish the yoke, this part here is nice and straight. Now for this second row, this is how we're going to work the second row. I'm going to make 3 double crochets. So beginning on top of the first half double crochet, I'm going to make my first double crochet. Into the second, make a double crochet, and into the third, a double crochet. So here I have 3 double crochets. Now into the next half double crochet, we're going to make 2 double crochets. So here's our increase. So this is how you're going to continue. You're going to make 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and into the next 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And then you're going to repeat the same thing. Make 3 double crochets, then 2 double crochets. Continue like this to the end of this row. I will meet you here to show you how we're going to finish this second row. I'm here at the end of this second row. Now up to here, I have a total of 65 double crochets, and here's my last increase. I still have 4 stitches left. Now into these last 4, we're just going to make 1 double crochet on each one. So we're always going to finish with 4 double crochets at the end of each row. There. Now I have a total of 69 double crochets for this second row. Now for the third row, chain 2 and turn. Remember, these 2 chains never count. In this row, I'm going to make 4 double crochets, and into the next I'm going to increase. So let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the next 2 double crochets. This is how we're going to continue for this third row. You're going to make 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the next 2 until the end of this row. Now here at the end of the row, we're going to finish just like we did in the second row. We're going to finish with 4 double crochets at the end. Continue. I'll meet you at the end of this third row. I'm here at the end of this third row. Here at the end, I just finished by making 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have a total of 82 double crochets at the end of this third row. Now for the fourth row, chain 2 and turn. Remember, the 2 chains never count. Now in this row, I'm going to make 5 double crochets, then I'm going to make an increase. So let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet. That's 1, into the next, that's 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 double crochets. Now into the next, make an increase, so make 2 double crochets. And this is how you're going to continue for the rest of this fourth row. You're going to make 5 double crochets, then 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, till you finish the row with 4 double crochets, just like we did in the third row. Now at the end of the fourth row, you're going to have 95 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this fourth row. I'm here at the end of this fourth row. At the end of this fourth row, I finished with 4 double crochets, and I have a total of 95 double crochets. Now for the fifth row, chain 2 and turn. Now in this fifth row, I'm going to make 6 double crochets, then I'm going to make an increase. So let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make your first double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets, and into the next we're going to increase, so make 2 double crochets into the same stitch. And this is how you're going to continue for the fifth row. You're going to make 6 double crochets, then 2, 6, 2 to the end. At the end of this fifth row, we're going to have a total of 108 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this fifth row. I finished the fifth row. At the end of this fifth row, I have a total of 108 double crochets. Now for the sixth row, chain 2 and turn. Now in this row, I'm going to make 7 double crochets, and then we're going to increase. So let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make your first double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets, and into the next we're going to increase, so make 2 double crochets into the same stitch here. Now this is how you're going to continue for the rest of the sixth row. You're just going to make 7 double crochets, then 2, 7, 2, 7, 2 until you finish the row. At the end of the row, you're going to have 121 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this sixth row. I finished row 6. At the end of this sixth row, I have a total of 121 double crochets. Now for the seventh row, chain 2 and turn. Now in this row, we're going to make 8 double crochets, then we're going to increase. Let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make your first double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 double crochets, and into the next make 2 double crochets. And this is how you're going to continue. You're going to make 8 double crochets, then 2, 8, 2 to the end of this seventh row. At the end of this row, you're going to have 134 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this seventh row. At the end of this seventh row, I have a total of 134 double crochets. Now for the eighth row, chain 2 and turn. Now in this eighth row, I'm going to make 9 double crochets, and into the next we're going to increase. So beginning on top of the first double crochet, make your first double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 double crochets, and into the next 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. And this is how you're going to continue for the rest of the eighth row. You're going to make 9 double crochets, then 2, 9, 2 to the end. I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of the 8th row. Now up to here I have 143 double crochets. I still have 4 stitches left. Here what I'm going to do is into the next stitch here I'm going to make a double crochet, then into the next I'm going to increase. I'm going to make 2 double crochets, and then I'm going to finish with these last 2 double crochets. I want to finish in an even number of stitches, so that's why I went ahead and did this increase here at the end. So now at the end of the 8th row you should have a total of 148 double crochets. I had 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. 148 double crochets at the end of the 8th row. Now what I'm going to do here is, the yoke is done. We're going to divide the sleeves in the next row. So let me measure this for you. It's measuring about 5 inches, which is about 12.5 centimeters. So it's perfect for the size that I'm making this for. So what we're going to do next is we're going to divide the sleeves. So we need to place some stitch markers. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to place my stitch markers and then I'll come back and tell you where you need to place yours. Okay, I finished placing my stitch markers and this is what you're going to do. So in total at the end of the 8th row I have 148 stitches. So for each one of the front panels I have 20 stitches. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Then for each one of the sleeves, I have 34. For the back side, I have 40 stitches. For the second sleeve, I have 34. And then for this front panel, like I said, I have 20. One thing I forgot to mention, that from here on, this is going to be the right side of the little sweater. As you can see, this is the row of half double crochets and there's a little line here that forms. So make sure you put a stitch marker here to mark the front of the sweater. So here for this first row where we're going to divide the sleeves, this is where I finished. So I'm going to change color here for this first row. So I'm going to be using this Aran weight yarn. This here is Paintbox yarns. This is in the color, let's see, 231, which is a very pale blue. So here to begin the first row, I'm going to undo my last double crochet here, insert your hook like this. Let me redo this last double crochet. Okay, don't close it all the way, leave 2 loops, and with the new color and the gray color here, grab a loop like this and bring it through the front and close this double crochet. This is how I join my colors. If you have a better way, then by all means you can do it however way you want. Now here with the new color, chain 2 and turn. Now beginning on top of the first double crochet here, make a double crochet. Into the second double crochet, work a front post double crochet. Into the next back post double crochet. Front post double crochet into the next, and so on. This row, this is all we're going to do, front post and back post double crochets. Okay, here's the last double crochet for this front panel here. You should have 20 double crochets. Now to separate the sleeves, chain 6. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if you want to add more chains here under this sleeve, there is no stitch multiple, so you can add less, more. I'm going to make 6 chains here. Now we're going to skip 34 double crochets for the first sleeve. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34. Now into the next double crochet here, work a front post double crochet. This here is the first double crochet for the back side. So for the back side we have 40. So now I'm just going to continue and alternate between a front post and a back post double crochet like this. So continue, finish the back side. I will meet you here at this other end to show you how we're going to separate the second sleeve. Okay, I finished making the back side. I have 40 stitches for the back side. Now to separate the second sleeve, we're going to chain 6. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now skip 34 double crochets for the second sleeve, and into the double crochet after the stitch marker, make a front post double crochet. Now into the next, a back post double crochet, into the next front post, and so on. Continue, finish this front panel. Here at the end, on top of the last double crochet, we're going to finish with a double crochet. I'll meet you at the end of this first row. I'm here at the end of this first row now. Here to finish, on top of the last double crochet, make a double crochet, and here's the first row. This is where we have divided the sleeves, and this is how it looks. Now at the end of this row, which is the first row, you should have a total of 80 double crochets. Each one of the front panels has 20 and 20, and then for the back side there's 40. So that's a total of 80 double crochets. Now for the second row here, chain 2 and turn. These 2 chains never count, remember that. Now here in this row, I'm just going to work 1 double crochet on each double crochet. So beginning on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet, on top of the next a double crochet, and so on until you come to the 6 chains under the sleeve. So I'm going to work these double crochets, then I'm going to show you what we need to do. Okay, so here's my last double crochet for this front panel. I have 20 double crochets. Now right under the sleeve, this is what you're going to do here for each one of the chains, and you're going to do exactly the same thing under the second sleeve. So into the first chain here, make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Into the second, 1 double crochet. Into the third, make 1 double crochet. Into the fourth, 1 double crochet. Into the fifth, 1 double crochet, and into the sixth, make 2 double crochets. So we're going to increase at the beginning and at the end. So we have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 double crochets here under this sleeve. Remember to do the same thing under the second sleeve. I'm not going to show you that because of the same thing here as I just showed you. So now we're just going to continue and work these double crochets for the back side, which you should have 40 double crochets. And then when you come here under the second sleeve, you're just going to do what I just did, 2 double crochets into the first chain, then 1 double crochet into the second, third, fourth, and fifth, and then into the sixth chain, 2 double crochets, and continue on and finish the second front panel. I will meet you at the end of this second row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row. This is where we did double crochets all around. Now here at the end, I'm going to show you how I'm going to finish this last stitch, because in the next row I need to start using the gray color. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to yarn over with the blue color, insert my hook here. Now with the gray here and the blue, grab a loop like this, drop the old color, grab the new color, and with the new color make the last double crochet. And as you can see, that's a nice clean way of joining with the new color. Now with the gray color here, before we do that, at the end of this second row you should have a total of 96 double crochets under each one of the sleeves. Remember, we increased 2 stitches, So you should have 8 stitches under each sleeve, so that's a total of 96 stitches at the end of the second row. Now with the gray color here, we're going to chain 2 and turn. And in this row, I have to do the row of front post double crochets. So beginning on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet. Now into the second stitch here, work a front post double crochet, into the next back post double crochet, front post double crochet, back post double crochet, and so on. Here, this is all we're going to do all the way to the end of this row. I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of the third row. Now to finish here at the end on top of the last double crochet, make a double crochet right on top. Now at the end of this third row, I have 96 double crochets. And now for the fourth row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. Now in this fourth row, all we're going to do is just 1 double crochet on top of each double crochet from the previous row. We're going to finish with 96 double crochets at the end of the fourth row, and from here on, these are the 2 rows that we're going to repeat, and we're going to alternate colors here. So 2 rows in gray and 2 rows in this super light blue color here. So continue for the fourth row. I will show you once again how to change the yarn color here at the end, and then you're going to do the next 2 rows and continue on with the rest of the sweater. So I'll meet you at the end of the fourth row. Okay, I'm here at the end of the fourth row. In this row we did double crochets. Now I'm almost done here. I just need to make my last double crochet, but I just want to show you once again how to change color here. So here with a gray yarn, yarn over, insert your hook into the last double crochet, grab a loop here with both colors like this, just put them over the hook and grab a loop, stop using the gray, and with the blue yarn here, close this last double crochet. Now the gray is going to remain there, and now with the blue yarn here, we're going to chain 2 and turn. I forgot to mention at the end of the fourth row, you should have 96 stitches. At the end of every row from here on, we're always going to have 96 stitches. Now in this row, we have to do the front post and back post double crochets. So remember, we always start with a double crochet on top of the first double crochet. Then into the second, we start with a front post double crochet, then back post double crochet, front post double crochet, and so on. This is all you're going to do for this fifth row. Now at the end of this row, let me finish this. Here at the end, you're going to finish with a double crochet on top of the last double crochet, then you're going to chain 2, turn, and then for the sixth row, you're going to do the row of double crochets. And that's all we're going to do here. We're just going to alternate between those 2 rows. 1 row of front post and 1 row of just double crochets, and we're going to alternate colors. So continue like this. I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do, but continue watching. I will let you know exactly how many rows I'm going to do, so I will meet you at the end of that row. I finished making this part here of the sweater. Now I have done a total of 20 rows. Counting from the first row where we divided the sleeves up to the last row, which was this row in gray where I did double crochets, I have 20 rows. And it's measuring from the top of the neckline here to the end of the last row. It's measuring about 37.5 centimeters, which is about 14.75 inches. Now, if you want to make this part here longer, you can. If you want to make it shorter, you can make less rows. That would be up to you. I'm only going to do 20 rows here. So to do the next part here, this is going to be the bottom of the sweater. I'm going to work, I don't know, 3-4 rows of front post and back post double crochets. So with this blue yarn here, chain 2 and turn. I've already cut my gray yarn. I'm not going to use it here anymore because the bottom's going to be in this color. So here, on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet. Into the next, work a front post double crochet. Into the next, back post double crochet. Now, this row here is the same as we've been doing here every other row. So all you're going to do is just work 1 front post and 1 back post double crochet all the way to the end. I will meet you here at the end of this first row for the bottom part to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished this first row here for the bottom part of the sweater. Now I did front post and back post double crochets. On top of the last double crochet, I did a double crochet. Now for the second row, chain 2 and turn. Now in this row, on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet, and then we're going to work these stitches exactly in the same way. This is a front post double crochet, so make a front post double crochet. The next one is a back post, make a back post double crochet. Next one is a front post, make a front post double crochet, and so on. Here for this second row, this is what we're going to do: front post and back post double crochets. So continue to the end of this row. I'll meet you there to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of the second row. Now here at the end, I finished by making a double crochet on top of the last double crochet. Now for one more row, so for row 3, chain 2 and turn. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet, then into the next, work a front post double crochet, into the next back post double crochet, into the next front post double crochet, and so on. This is all I'm going to do for this third row. Continue, I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making the third row of front post and back post double crochets for the bottom part. It's all done. Now I'm not going to make any more rows. So here what I did is I did my last double crochet on top of the last double crochet, cut my yarn and pass my yarn through that last loop. So this part here is done. Now I finished, this is the sweater facing me. I finished on the right side, so I need to go here to the left side because I need to do single crochets here along this front panel. So we're going to make sure to go here on the opposite side. This is where I finished, so make sure you go here on the other side. So to do this part here, go on top of the first double crochet of the third row. So right here, this is where we started the third row here for the bottom part. Now grab a loop, bring it through, chain 1. Now in this same row, which is the third row, we have 2 chains here. Insert your hook there and make 1 single crochet. The next row has a double crochet at the end, make 2 single crochets. The next row has a, 2 chains at the end, make 1 single crochet. The next row, make 2 single crochets. The next row, make 1. Now there's no right or wrong way of doing this part here. The important thing is that this part here looks nice, but don't add too many single crochets, otherwise it's not going to look good. So in the next row, make 1. In the next row, make 2 single crochets. In the next row, make 1. And this is how you're going to continue: 1, then 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on until you come here to the top. This part here, the yoke, is the same thing. We have a double crochet at the end, so you're going to make 2, and when we have the 2 chains, make 1. So 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I'll finish here at the end. Continue watching. I will meet you here and I'll let you know how many single crochets I have so that you have the same number of single crochets. Okay, I finished making single crochets here for this front panel. From here up to here, I have 47 single crochets. Into this last row, which was the row of half double crochets, I did 2, so I have a total of 47. Now, if you're off by 1 or 2 single crochets, more or less, it's okay. The important thing is that when you do the other front panel, you do the same number of single crochets. For me, I have 47. Now, for the second row, chain 1 and turn. Now here, what I'm going to do in the second row is, beginning on top of the first single crochet, make a half double crochet. On top of the next, a half double crochet. On top of the next, half double crochet, and so on. This is all I'm going to do. I'm just going to do 1 half double crochet for each single crochet. Continue, finish the second row, and I'll meet you here at the bottom. Okay, I'm here at the bottom. This is the second row. This is where I have done half double crochets. Now up to here, I have 47 half double crochets for the second row. Now in this second row, I'm going to add an extra half double crochet. And I'm going to do this because if you notice, the front panel here is a bit shorter than the bottom row here of the sweater. So I'm going to make a half double crochet here into this same double crochet where I joined the color. So to do this here, I'm going to go into this double crochet here right on top. You can see the stitch there, and just make a half double crochet there. And as you can see, now it's nice and straight. The front panel and the rows here at the bottom are at the same level, so one's not shorter than the other. So now I have 48 half double crochets for this row. Now for the third row, chain 1 and turn. Beginning on top of the first half double crochet here, make a half double crochet into the next one, this one here, the second one, work a front post half double crochet into the next one, back post half double crochet into the next, front post half double crochet into the next, back post half double crochet. And this is all I'm going to do for this third row. So I'm going to continue like this. So I'll meet you here at the end of the third row. I'm here at the end of this third row, which is the first row of front post and back post half double crochets. Now here at the end I have my last half double crochet. This stitch here is a back post half double crochet, so on top of the last one here, just make a half double crochet. So at the end of this third row I have 48 stitches, because remember we added an extra one here at the end of the second row. So now I have 48. Now for the fourth row we're going to chain 1 and turn. So now for the fourth row here, beginning on top of the first half double crochet here, just make a half double crochet on top. Now the next one, this next stitch here is a front post double crochet here on this side, so make a front post half double crochet. Next one, back post half double crochet. Next one, front post half double crochet. Next one, back post half double crochet, and so on. We're just going to repeat the same thing we did in the third row. Continue, finish this third row. I'll meet you here to show you this front panel finished. Okay, I finished making the fourth row, which is the second row here of front post and back post half double crochets. So this side here is all done. Now, one thing, I'm not going to add any buttonholes because the spaces that are left in between the rows of half double crochets, as you can see right here, are big enough for buttons to fit through. If you're making this little sweater for little girls, then your buttonholes are going to be here on this side, and if you're making it for boys, then your buttonholes are going to be here on this side, and you're going to put or attach your buttons here on this side. So it's the opposite. In my case, I'm making it for a girl, let's say. I'm going to go ahead and use this side for my buttonholes, and then this side here I'm going to attach my buttons after this panel here is done, which is what we're going to do next. Another thing, so far I have used 200 grams of yarn. I have used one skein of 100 grams in gray and one skein of 100 grams in this light blue color. So now I'm going to start a new skein here. And we're going to do the second panel, and to do this we're going to go here, insert your hook here into the row of half double crochets, grab a loop, chain 1, chain 1, and into the same space here make 2 single crochets. Now the next row here I have 2 chains at the end, so make 1 single crochet. We have a double crochet here at the end, so make 2 single crochets. We have 2 chains, make 1 single crochet, then there's a double crochet, make 2, 1, then 2, 1, and so on. This part here is exactly the same how we did it on the other side. For me, for this row, I had 47 single crochets here at the end, but go ahead and do 48 because if you remember here at the end, I added an extra stitch at the end of the second row of half double crochets. So you can finish this part here with 48 single crochets, and then the next row, you're going to do 48 half double crochets. And then in the next row, you're going to chain 1, turn turn, and then work 1 half double crochet on each one of the single crochets until you come here to the top. Make sure you do exactly the same thing. We have a total of 4 rows. So the first row is a row of single crochets, then we did a row of half double crochets, then 2 rows of front post and back post half double crochets. I'm not going to show you that because it's exactly the same way that we did it here on this side. So continue, finish this front panel, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to do the neckline. Okay, I finished making the 4th row here of the second front panel. So the front panels are all done. This is how they look. Now what we're going to do is the neckline. Now I cut my yarn here at the end of the 4th row for this panel, so I'm going to go back to this side. Now this is facing me, so I'm going to go here to the left side with the same hook size. Here I'm going to go right here. This is the last half double crochet that I did for the 4th row of this panel here. Now I'm going to grab a loop here, bring it through, chain 1 there. Now into this same stitch here, I think this is the chain 1 space here, yes, make a single crochet, and then into the next row make a single crochet, into the next row a single crochet, and into the next row a single crochet. So here, because we did 4 rows, I have 4 single crochets. Now we have the stitches here for the neckline. I'm going to go in between the stitches and make single crochets. So go in between 2 stitches, insert your hook, and make a single crochet. In between the next 2, a single crochet, and so on. This is how I'm going to work the neckline here all around, and I'm going to finish here at this end. Right here, I'm going to make these 4 single crochets, so I'll finish right here. I will meet you at the end here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at this other end of the neckline. I have a total of 64 single crochets. Now, if you have less or more, it's okay. The important thing here is that it looks nice. What we're going to do next is just like I did here, but I'm only going to do 2 more rows. The row of half double crochets and 1 row of front post and back post half double crochets, but it might shrink the neckline a little bit. If you don't want that to happen, you like the way that it looks, then go ahead and use a slightly bigger size hook to prevent that, or make sure that when you're doing these rows that the stitches are nice and loose. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and beginning on top of the first single crochet here, make a half double crochet, and then go all the way to the end, just making half double crochets. This part is like we did the panels, the front panels. 1 row of single crochets, and the next row of half double crochets, and then I think I'm going to do 1 row of front post half double crochets, and then that'll be it for the neckline. Now continue like this, just making 1 half double crochet on each single crochet. At the end, you're going to be left with 64 half double crochets, or however many stitches you had in the first row. So I'll meet you here at this other end to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of the second row for the neckline. This is where I did half double crochets, and I have a total of 64. Now for the third row, chain 1 and turn. Now beginning on top of the first half double crochet, make a half double crochet. Now into the second half double crochet here, work a front post half double crochet, into the next back post half double crochet, into the next front post half double crochet, and so on. This here is the same how we did the front panels. I'm only going to do 1 row here of front post and back post half double crochets, and then the neckline will be done. So continue for this last row, just making front post and back post half double crochet. Here at the end, I'm going to finish with a half double crochet on top of the last stitch. So continue, finish this row, and then I'll go ahead and show you how to make the sleeves. Okay, I finished making this last row here for the neckline. I just cut my yarn, passed my yarn through that last stitch, and the neckline is all done. I absolutely love the way that this little cardigan here is turning out. I love the stitch and the color. Now what we're going to do next is the sleeve. I already went ahead and did this side. Now when you do your sleeve for this side, you're going to do it exactly in the same way as I'm going to show you here on this side. So facing me, this is going to be the right side, so we're going to go right here, and right under the sleeve, if you remember, we have 8 stitches. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. So right there, count 4. So right in the middle of these 8, so 4 and 4 on each side, you're going to insert your hook here, and I'm going to be using the same size hook, the 5mm. I'm going to remove these stitch markers here. Now I'm going to continue with this light blue yarn here, and I'm going to bring a loop through, chain 1. Now into this same stitch here, or the same space, make a double crochet. So chain 1 and then make a double crochet into the same space. Now between the first stitch, which is this one here, see this one has that stitch, so right here, so between the first stitch and this stitch, I need to add 4 stitches. So it doesn't matter how you add them, just make sure that you add 4 stitches. So how I'm going to do it is, I have, let's see, I have 1 already, so I need to do 3. We're going to skip 2 and into the next space, make a double crochet, skip 2 and into the next, make a double crochet. That's 3. I need 1 more, and I'm going to do it right here. See how there's this double crochet? It's a back post double crochet, so just insert your hook there and make your 4th double crochet. I think that looks pretty good. The important thing here is that there's no hole here between these stitches and the stitches for the sleeve. So now I have the first double crochet here. For the sleeve we had 34 stitches, so now I'm going to work these 34 stitches, and I'm going to continue with the pattern here. So this was a back post double crochet, so I'm going to begin with a front post double crochet, then back post double crochet, front post double crochet, and so on until I finish these 34 stitches. Continue. I'll meet you here at the side to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at this other end of the sleeve. This is the first row. Up to here I have 38 stitches. Remember, for the sleeve we had 34 plus the 4 that we added here at the beginning. That's a total of 38 stitches up to here. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add 3 extra stitches between the last one and the first one. So right in this space, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. The important thing is that we make 3 stitches and that there is no gap. So what I'm going to do is, I have this double crochet here, which is a front post double crochet from when we divided the sleeve. So in there, make a double crochet. That's 1. Then I'm going to go right here. This is like the corner, so right past the corner there, insert your hook and make a double crochet. Now skip 2 stitches, and right in between here, make your 3rd double crochet. I think that looks pretty good. There's no big holes, so that's the important thing. Now to finish this row, just go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And now at the end of this first row, you should have a total of 41 stitches. Now for the second row, I'm going to work some decreases. I'm going to decrease 3 stitches here on this side, and then 3 stitches here at the end of the row. So let me show you. We're going to chain 1. Now into the same stitch here, make a double crochet, and into the next 2 stitches, work a double crochet decrease. So yarn over, insert your hook, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook into the next double crochet, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. So here is my decrease. This here counts as 1 double crochet. Now I need to do the same thing 2 more times. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook into the next, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close, and then 1 more time. So here are my 3 double crochet decreases. So I have 4 stitches now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now one thing, if you want to make the armhole a bit wider, then don't do the 3 decreases, then only do 2. And that way at the end of this row, you're going to have 37 stitches if you do 2 decreases only, and continue with that. But your sleeve is going to be wider depending on the size that you're making. If you want your sleeve to be a bit wider, then don't do all of these decreases. For the size that I'm making and the size that I need the arm width to be, it's perfect with 35 stitches, which is what I'm going to have left at the end of this second row. So now all you're going to do is just continue all around the sleeve and make 1 double crochet for each stitch from the previous row. So like this all around until you come to the last 6 stitches. So here at the end we're going to also work a decrease. So continue. I will meet you right about here to show you how we're going to finish the second row. Okay, I'm here at this other end of the sleeve. This is the second row. Up to here I have 32 double crochets, including these here at the beginning. Now I have 6 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we're going to do here is the same thing we did at the beginning. We're going to work these double crochet decreases. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next double crochet, take 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook into the next, take 2 loops off, 3 loops, close, and I'm going to repeat the same thing 2 more times. So that's, let's see, that's 2 and 3. So now at the end of this second row, I have 35 stitches, which is perfect. That's what I need to continue on now with the sleeve. So here, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to join the gray color because I'm going to continue with the pattern here. You could also just continue with the gray color. I'm going to do another cardigan here. I've been commissioned by my son. He wants me to make one for him. He is almost 8, well 7.5, so stay tuned for those asking for bigger sizes. I will be making one in a bigger size, and he does not want a cardigan, he wants a pullover, so stay tuned, and I'll be using the same stitch pattern here. So here we're going to join the gray color. So insert your hook into the first double crochet here and grab a loop with both colors. So like this. And join with a slip stitch. So now we're joined. We can stop using the blue yarn here for now, and we're going to continue with the gray. So with the gray now, chain 1 and into this same stitch here, the first double crochet, work a front post double crochet, then work a back post double crochet. So insert your hook through the back, come through the front, wrap it around that stitch, grab a loop, bring it up, and make your double crochet. I think that looks better. And then the next one, a front post double crochet, next one, back post double crochet, next one, front post double crochet, and from here on you just do the same thing, front post, back post, double crochets all the way to the end. I'll meet you here at the end of this third row to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of the third row. This is where I did front post and back post double crochets. I have 35 stitches. From here on we're always going to have these 35 stitches. Now to finish each row, when you do the front post and back post double crochets, it's the same as the row of just double crochets. You just go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for the fourth row, I'm going to chain 1, and in this fourth row all I need to do is just make double crochets all around. We're not going to turn or anything for any row. We're just going to continue in the same way. There's no need to turn. So 1 row of double crochets, and then the next row front post and back post double crochets with alternating color. Now in the next row you are going to change color, so you're just going to join here to the beginning and bring the color here, both colors, join with a slip stitch, and then continue with the next row with the new color. And that's how you're going to continue for the rest of the sleeve. I'm not going to show you anymore because it's really the same thing we did here, and I already showed you 2 rows already. So that's all we're going to do. We're going to do the sleeve for a total of, let's see, I think it's 23 rows. Let's see, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and then I did 1 row in gray. And then for the cuff, I did 4 rows of half double crochets, and I did go down half a hook size for that. So I'll show you how to do this part once the sleeve is done. So go ahead and make 23 rows. I'll meet you back to show you how to make the cuff. Okay, I finished making these 23 rows for the sleeve. Let's see, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23 rows here. My last row is this row in gray, and I did the row of front post and back post double crochets. Now to finish, we're going to go here into the first stitch and join with a slip stitch. I'm going to continue with the gray yarn, so I've already cut this color here. I don't need it anymore. I just need to hide that end. And to do the cuff here, I'm going to use a slightly smaller hook size. You don't have to. The only thing is that if you continue with this hook size, the cuff is going to be slightly bigger, but if you're okay with that, then it's fine. You can continue with the same hook size. I am going to change, so I'll be using this 4.5mm hook, and for the cuff, all I did here is 4 rows of front post and back post half double crochets. So it's going to be a slightly smaller stitch here. So let's do this here. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, if you're making the sweater using any other hook size, just go down half a hook size. Remember, in the information box, I always leave information on how you can make it smaller or bigger using a smaller or bigger hook size. So here, to begin the first row here, you're going to chain 1, and here's our first stitch. This is a front post double crochet, so all you're going to do is a front post half double crochet. Next one is a back post double crochet, so make a back post half double crochet. Next one, front post half double crochet. Next one, back post half double crochet. Next one, front post half double crochet, and so on. This is all I'm going to do all around for this first row. To finish the row, all you're going to do is just go on top of the first stitch, join with a slip stitch, chain 1, and then repeat the same thing 3 more times. So in total 4 rows here for the cuff of front post and back post half double crochets. So continue. Let's finish the cuff. It's going to look like this after it's done. So after you're done, just join and cut the yarn and hide your ends. I'm going to go ahead and finish that, and then I'll come back and show you the finished sweater. Okay, I finished the 4th row here for the cuff. Here at the end, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and passed my yarn through that last loop, and the sleeve is all done. Now you're going to do exactly the same thing that I did here for this sleeve. You're going to do it here on this other side. It's done exactly in the same way. So the little cardigan is all done. This is how it looks. I went ahead and added my buttons here. Now to attach my buttons, all I do is just tie them here to the back. So it's an easy way, and they're nicely secured there. They're not going to come off. All I need to do now is just hide my ends. As you can see, that's all I need to do. Now, these buttons here I purchased from Hobby Lobby. It's a little package like this that comes with the little owls and round buttons. The little owls, they measure, let's see, they're 16mm wide by 20mm long, and the round buttons are 19mm, which you can use. You can also use these here. These are 17mm size or even 16mm size buttons, so you can use any of those sizes. And let me show you how easily they go in. The spaces in between the rows here of half double crochets are buttonholes. So all you do is just put it in there and see how easily it goes in. It's perfect. So you can use buttons that are, I'd say 16, 17, 18, 19, or even 20mm size buttons. I decided to use these. These are super cute. And again, I purchased these from Hobby Lobby. Now, let me give you the finished measurement. From the neckline here up to the end of the sleeve, it's measuring about 44 centimeters, which is about 17.25 inches. From under the sleeve to the end of the sleeve, it's measuring about 27 centimeters, which is about 10.5 inches. And the width here of the sleeve, just the top, it's measuring about, let's see, 12 centimeters, which is about 4.75 inches. Now this part here, just right across, it's measuring about 17 centimeters, which is about 6.75 inches. And the length from the top of the shoulder down to the end here, it's measuring about 41.5 centimeters, which is about 16.25 inches. Now the chest area, just the top right here, just the top, it's measuring about 33.5 centimeters, which is about 13.25 inches. So based on these measurements, this little jacket, coat, or sweater cardigan is for girls and boys between 3 and 5 years old. Now you can easily make it smaller or bigger. I'd say from 1 to 2 years old and up to 10 years old. Down here in the information box, I'll go ahead and leave the hook size that you need to use to make this sweater smaller or bigger. So be sure to check that out and make sure that you use the recommended yarn, which is medium number 4, Aran weight, or 10 ply. So make sure to look in the information box. And as always, if you prefer a written pattern, I'll have the written pattern available in my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop in the information box as well. So thank you for your support. If you purchase any patterns from me, I appreciate your support. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. Stay tuned. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a blanket using this stitch pattern. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I had to do a quick little blanket for a friend, and I didn't have time to record or anything, so I love the end result. So I'll go ahead and show you all that. It's absolutely beautiful, and with baby yarn and baby colors, it's absolutely stunning. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.